Hello, and welcome to this Pittsburgh City Council Standing Committees meeting for Wednesday, April 8th, 2020. My name is Kim Clark Baskin, and I am the Assistant City Clerk. With us today, we have a sign language interpreter, Olivia Grossman. The following is a list of legislation up for preliminary approval by Pittsburgh City Council. Finance and Law Committee, Mr. Lavelle is the chair. We have a deferred paper, Bill number 201, resolution adopting the 10 commitments of racial equity. This bill is sponsored by Council members Reverend Burgess and Councilman Daniel Lavelle. Bill number 245, resolution providing for a non-monetary settlement in favor of Brian Campbell Esquire, fully releasing the city from all claims and liability for alleged monies owed to him for professional services provided to City of Pittsburgh professional police officers, FOP members, who were named as parties to lawsuits filed in state or federal court as described in a lawsuit filed in the Allegheny County Court of Common Pleas. Bill number 246, resolution authorizing the issuance of a warrant in the total sum of $47,500 in favor of Douglas Anderson, administrator, and his attorneys, Joyce and Bittner, fully releasing the city from all claims and liability for alleged personal injuries as described in a lawsuit filed in the Allegheny County Court of Common Pleas. Public Works Committee, Mr. Coghill is the chair. We have Bill number 242, resolution granting unto Brendan Noon, their successors and assigns, the privilege and license to construct, maintain, and use at their own cost and expense to install 2 slim AC condenser units and a planter box screened with cedar fencing on the side of the building at 1247 Palo Alto Street in the 22nd Ward, 1st Council District. Bill number 243, resolution providing for an agreement with Alfred Benesch and Company for preliminary and final design services during construction and miscellaneous services for the Swinburne Bridge Replacement Project and providing for the payment of the cost not to exceed $830,572.47. Bill number 244, resolution authorizing the mayor, the director of finance, and the director of the Department of Public Works to place a deed restriction upon Paulson Park and Whiteman Park as required by the Pennsylvania Department of Conservation and Natural Resources, which provided funds for the Paulson Park and Whiteman Park redevelopment. Bill number 250, resolution requiring the director of the Department of Mobility and Infrastructure to create and promulgate or update existing operating procedures, permits, forms, rules, and regulations related to the vehicle or transportation operations not already underway or otherwise sanctioned by existing ordinances or regulations over, above, in, within, on, or under the right-of-way within an area zoned as P or Parks District as established by Chapter 905, Special Purpose Districts by the City of Pittsburgh Zoning Code. This bill is sponsored by Councilmember Corey O'Connor. Land Use and Economic Development Committee, Mr. Wilson is the chair. We have Bill number 248, ordinance amending and supplementing the Pittsburgh Code of Ordinances, Title 9, Zoning, Chapter 915, Environmental Performance Standards, subsection 915.06, Sustainable Development for publicly financed buildings by deleting certain language and adding a new subsection 915.08 titled Sustainable Development for city-owned facilities. Bill number 252, resolution consenting to an amendment to the LTRID planning study and authorizing the mayor and the director of the Department of City Planning on behalf of the city of Pittsburgh to take necessary actions to seek necessary consent for, and if attained, to undertake an amended planning study as a prerequisite to considering an amendment to the current East Liberty Transit Revitalization Investment District boundary. This bill is sponsored by Reverend Burgess. Innovation, Performance, and Asset Management Committee, Mrs. Strasburger is the chair. We have bill number 247. Resolution authorizing the mayor and the director of the Department of Mobility and Infrastructure and the Department of Innovation and Performance on behalf of the city of Pittsburgh to enter into an agreement with Populous in order to receive access to their visualization platform suite, which will further the city's ability to deliver mobility services to residents. Intergovernmental Affairs Committee, Ms. Gross is the chair. We have bill number 109. Resolution adopting plan revision to the city of Pittsburgh's official sewage facilities plan for the townhomes on Fifth Avenue project located on tax map for different parcels throughout the city, on Fifth Avenue. That concludes the reading of the legislation. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
Good morning and welcome to today's standing committee meeting for Wednesday, April 8th, 2020. Our first order of business is public comment. However, given the pandemic that we're all faced with, council chambers are closed, council members are working remotely, and thus we ask those members of the public, if they want to submit public comment, to please do so by emailing city clerk's office at pittsburghpa.gov, and we certainly welcome any and all public comment. With that, would the clerk please call the roll?
Reverend Burgess.
Here.
Mr. Coghill.
Here.
Ms. Gross.
Here.
Mr. Kraus.
Here.
Mrs. Cal Smith.
Here.
Ms. Strasburger.
Here.
Mr. Wilson.
Here.
Mr. Lavelle, chair.
Here.
9 members present.
Thank you. That'll take us to our first committee of the day, which is Finance and Law, chaired by myself. We have one deferred paper, Bill 201.
Bill 201, resolution adopting the 10 commitments of racial equality.
Motion to hold for post agenda and public hearing.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Mr. Chair, I apologize. I had my microphone off. I am here. Thank you.
Thank you. Any opposed? Bill will be held for in that post agenda. Let's take to our new papers, Bill 245.
Bill 245, resolution providing for a non-monetary settlement in favor of Brian Campbell, Esquire, fully releasing the city from all claims and liabilities for alleged monies owed to him for professional services provided to the city, professional police officers, FOP members, who were named as parties to lawsuits filed in state or federal court as described in a lawsuit filed in the Allegheny County Court of Common Pleas.
Need a motion? Need a
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Need a second?
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any? Bill is approved. That takes us to Bill 246.
Bill 246, resolution authorizing the issuance of a warrant in the total sum of $47,500 in favor of Douglas Anderson, administrator, and his attorneys Joyce and Bittner, fully releasing the city from all claims and liabilities for alleged personal injuries as described in the lawsuit filed in the Allegheny County Court of Common Pleas.
Need a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Bill 246 is approved. That'll take us to our invoices. Need a motion for the invoices?
Motion to approve. Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Invoices are approved. We do not have interdepartmental transfers. We do have P cards for approval. Need a motion on the P cards.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
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 P cards are approved. That'll take us to our Public Works Committee chaired by Mr. Coghill. First supplemental bill is 256.
Bill 256, resolution amending resolution number 749 and a resolution amending resolution 655, providing for an agreement allowing for compensation paid to PennDOT of the local costs associated with the East Carson Street Supplemental Improvement Project in order to authorize expenditure and appropriation of the aforementioned amount not to exceed $886,162.99.
Need a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Councilwoman Gross had
I did. Sorry about that. I was a little too slow on the moving my mouse over to click the hand thing. So if I could just ask maybe Councilman Kraus, do you know what the source of funds is for this project? And I'm assuming I'm supportive of the project, right? This is some of the traffic calming that you've needed for a very long time in the densely populated part of Carson Street that's in the heart of Southside. Because we've been authorizing PennDOT work, kind of what would be downriver, coming from the west end and towards Southside. It's been like how many years of projects now? I don't know. But is this the section that's in the heart of the business district?
That's correct. Mr. Chair, if I may?
yes.
Yeah, this is our additional expenditures for some minor cost overruns on the PennDOT project. This is our capital dollars, and they are being put towards traffic signals and the highway wayfare lighting, so as to coordinate all the signals and all the lightings from the Southside Works project all the way down to 10th Street.
Could you tell me, though, what are the source of
Capital.
funds? I'm struggling to kind of pull up the text file
They're
while
capital.
we're talking. Yeah, so they're definitely capital funds.
Yes.
Are they CDBG? Are they bonds? Are they PAYGO?
Your bond dollars, Councilwoman.
So it's one of our bonds from last year.
I can't say specifically, Councilwoman, because the project's been underway for about 8 years now, but we
I know, it's
passed
been a very
the
long thing.
initial, we passed the initial source of these funds about 2 years ago now.
Okay. Since we've had several discussions just in the last month, not during the crisis here, but preceding the crisis, about kind of how much bond money has been expended for what purpose, under which bonds. I'm curious to track that down. So if you could, maybe we can, after the meeting, you can help me figure that out, because I know that we're all, I'm sorry. I feel like when I'm talking, I'm not actually on screen, but maybe David will fix that for us later. We're all very conscientious about what funds are being used for what purposes, especially during the crisis. And as we come out of the crisis, what monies are going to be needed and what kinds of projects will be prioritized to kind of like balance out the negative impacts of being in this pandemic and the shutdowns, the business district shutdowns and things like that. So we can just talk after the meeting about that. That'd be helpful. Thank you.
Sure. Just one last thing. it's going to be very important to get people back to work. And these construction jobs are going to be especially important. These will be union construction jobs. This will be a PennDOT project.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just so people are aware, our budget director did send a note about this morning. These are coming out of bond dollars. However, this is also 80% funded by PennDOT, as Councilman Kraus just mentioned, and we have to indicate our willingness to move forward with this project so they can actually move forward.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Bill is approved. New papers, Bill 242.
Bill 242, resolution granting unto Brendan Noon, their successors, and assigns the privilege and license to construct, maintain, and use of their own cost and expense to install 2 slim AC condenser units in a planter box screened with cedar fencing on the side of building 1247 Palo Alto Street in the 22nd Ward, 1st Council District.
Need a
Motion
motion?
to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The bill is approved. Bill 243.
Bill 243, resolution providing for an agreement with Alfred Benish and Company for preliminary and final design services during construction and miscellaneous services for the Swine Burn Bridge replacement project, and providing for the payment of the cost thereof not to exceed $830,572.47.
Need a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The bill is approved. That takes us to Bill 244.
Bill 244, resolution authorizing the mayor and director of finance and the director of the Department of Public Works to place a deed restriction upon Paulson Park and Reitman Park as required by the Pennsylvania Department of Conservation and Natural Resources, which provided funds for the Paulson Park and Reitman Park redevelopment.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The bill is approved. Bill 250.
Sorry. Bill 250. Resolution requiring the Director of the Department of Mobility and Infrastructure to create and promulgate or update existing operating procedures, permits, forms, rules, and regulations related to vehicle or transportation operations not already underway or otherwise sanctioned by existing ordinance or regulations over, above, in, within, on, or under the right-of-way within an area zone as P or Parks District, as established by Chapter 905, Special Purpose Districts by the City of Pittsburgh Zoning Code.
Need a motion?
Motion to approve.
With
Second discussion.
discussion, Councilman O'Connor, I believe you have an amendment?
Yeah, there's a technical amendment. It has to do with zoning. And this is basically what we're looking at is for the Mon Oakland connector, because there's nowhere else in the city that anybody does anything like this. So I just need, or I'll make a motion to amend.
Second.
Discussion on the amendment?
I'd just like to hear a little bit more about it with the purposes.
The purpose of the bill or the purpose of the amendment?
The amendment.
So the amendment had something to do with zoning in parks, and we really don't have to talk about zoning in parks. It's more or less when there's a new construction project, or the only case that we have is the Mon Oakland connector, when somebody is going to build a new access road or discuss something like that, that there's a process and procedure to go through upon completion or during completion.
Okay, thank you. I think I'll abstain today because I don't have it before me, but that's my fault, so.
Thank you. Any further discussion on the amendment? Seeing none, all those in favor of the amendment?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? The bill is amendment. Any discussion on the bill as amended? Seeing none, all those in favor of the bill?
Aye.
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 Any opposed?
I'm going to abstain.
One abstention. Bill 250 is approved, noting one abstention. That takes us to Land Use and Economic Development Committee, chaired by Mr. Wilson. New papers, Bill 248.
Bill 248, ordinance amending and supplementing the Pittsburgh Code of Ordinances, Title 9, zoning, Chapter 915, environmental performance standards, subsection 91506, sustainable development for a publicly financed buildings by deleting certain language and adding a new subsection 91508 titled Sustainable Development for City-Owned Facilities.
Motion to hold for cablecast public hearing?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Bill is held for a public hearing. That takes us to Bill 252.
Bill 252, resolution consenting to an amendment to the L-TRED planning study and authorizing the mayor and director of the Department of City Planning on behalf of the city to take necessary actions to seek necessary consent for and if obtained to undertake an amended planning study as a prerequisite to considering an amendment to the current East Liberty Transit Revitalization Investment District boundary.
Need a motion?
Motion, I believe the bill is going to be, would like to be tabled by Reverend Burgess. Are you here?
Motion to table. We need a second.
Is that correct, Councilman? Councilman Burgess, correct? You wish to table the bill?
Yeah, he stated to me previously that he would like to table it. I'm not sure what happened with the connection, but motion to table. We have a second.
I don't see Reverend Burgess. I'm not sure what.
We lost him, I guess.
Yeah.
He-
We need to do a roll call vote for a table.
Mhm.
You don't have a motion or a second yet, do you?
Yeah, we do.
Who
We have a
seconded
motion.
it?
It was
I didn't hear
motioned
it.
by Councilman Wilson and second by Councilman Kraus.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Reverend Burgess, Mr. Coghill,
Aye.
Ms. Gross,
Aye.
Mr. Kraus,
Aye.
Mr. O'Connor,
Aye.
Mrs. Cal Smith,
Aye.
Ms. Strasburger,
Aye.
Mr. Wilson,
Aye.
Mr. Lavelle Chair.
Aye.
Ayes 8.
Thank you. That will take us to our Innovation, Performance, and Asset Management Committee, chaired by Councilwoman Strasburger. One new paper, Bill 247.
Bill 247, resolution authorizing the mayor and director of the Department of Mobility and Infrastructure and or the Department of Innovation and Performance on behalf of the city to enter into an agreement with Populous in order to receive access to their visualization platform suites, which will further the city's ability to deliver mobility services to residents.
Need a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Bill is recommended. That takes us to our Intergovernmental Affairs Committee, chaired by Councilwoman Gross. We have one deferred paper, Bill 109.
Bill 109, resolution adopting plan revisions to the City of Pittsburgh's official sewer facilities plan for the townhomes on Fifth Avenue project located on the tax map 5127, 29, 31, 33, and 5135 Fifth Avenue.
Motion to hold 4 weeks.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Bill will be held for 4 weeks. That takes us to the end of our agenda today. Is there any announcements or conversation from members?
Councilman Lavelle, this is Anthony Coghill. I just wanted to ask, I don't know if anybody knows, or is the city continuing with its paving? projections, or we have that on hold? I had a call from Felino, and they would love to get out there and do some of these roads while there's not a whole lot of congestion. So I didn't know what the status was on that. Does anybody know?
So I'll take a stab at it. I do believe we have Director Ricks with us if she wants to chime in, but to the best of my knowledge, we are not moving forward with paving at this time. They have moved forward with preparing the paving list and getting everything queued up, but they're actually not moving forward with actual paving.
So we're going to miss a lot of time there then. Okay, that was it. I just wanted to make sure.
I want to apologize. For some reason, my internet went out for a few minutes, and so I got booted off and came back in. That's what happened to me.
Do you want to register a vote on the bill we tabled, Councilman?
Yes, I want to register that I vote, if you do not mind. I got booted out, and I'm back.
I know that.
Any other conversation from members?
I just want to talk about the paving. I think that everybody would love to see the roads paved while there's less traffic. I think right now we're worried about making sure we have employees working when this is all done. I think it's prioritizing what we do have left after this crisis is over, and what we have to prepare for the case the crisis comes back. So I think there's a lot of discussion to be had, and although we all want to see paving and infrastructure done, we're hoping that we get some help from the federal level as well. So I think that there's a lot to be said about the timing right now. It's just right now we're in the middle of a crisis.
Agreed.
That's it.
Thank you, Council President. Any other discussion from members?
Thank you.
We have no formal announcements, but I will just state for the public, we are working to do our best. We need to thank our department. They're doing all they can to make this potentially be able to be live. We hope that we will be able to be live next week. We are working to get there. So I would just ask the public to be patient. In the meantime, again, they can email City Clerk's office at pittsburghpa.gov for any comments or concerns. They can also still reach all members. Our offices are still able to take calls and receive emails, and we all will respond accordingly. With that being said, I need a motion to approve the minutes and adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you all.
So everybody.
Thank you.